privilege, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you all to our annual prize giving for 2020, be it a little bit late, and we do apologize for that, but there's nothing we can do about the traffic being set. We are delighted that the members of our community are here to join us as we celebrate another year at Cowan House. The uncertainty of yes we will, then no we won't, be able to host any events has caused much anxiety. I think you will agree that the past few days have been lovely and very special for the class of 2020. We are here, and it is time not only to celebrate our prize winners, but all at our school that have added value and made it the special place that it is. Welcome to Mr. Derek Brance, Mr. Andrew Barnes, Chairman of our Board of Governors, and his wife Shannon, also with us today. Proud parents of Griffin in grade 7. Welcome to Mrs. Michelle van Zayden, Chairperson of our Parents Association, and Julian, also mom and dad today, with Jake as part of the class of 2020. Thanks, Michelle, for your effort and hours spent in making Cowan House a place where we operate as a family, staff and parents alike. Go well next year and don't miss us too much. A special welcome to you, the grade 7 parents. Not much time left now. We take no offence even when some of the hardened dads remove the dust from their eyes today. Thank you, staff, for joining us. Thank you for a monumental effort this year. And finally, welcome to you, the grade 7 class of 2020. Grade 7s, well done. Your last prize giving as a Cowan House pupil. It hasn't been an easy year. It was Charles Dickens who wrote in his novel, A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. I'm sure Dickens didn't realize how true his words would ring in 2020. It was great, but then Corona hit us. And it's great again today. That being said, grade 7s, you have done incredibly well. I would encourage you to enjoy today as much as you can and celebrate each trophy as a grade together. Enjoy the moment. Folk, because of the year that we've had, there are some prizes that we are unable to award due to various reasons. This has been explained to the classes of the final assembly and to the grade 7s yesterday. We as a school are really just blessed and grateful we can celebrate together and recognize those pupils that we can. To conclude my welcome, I've quoted Dickens, but I thought it was time to quote the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Girls and boys, famous for his song Born in the USA, he wrote a modern-day song and poem called Tougher Than the Rest. One of the verses I have paraphrased, and I think it rings particularly true for you as a grade 7 class, and many of us sitting here today. I think we can all probably relate. At times the road is dark, and it's a thin, thin line. But we want you to know, we'll walk it with you anytime. Maybe some other schools couldn't pass the test. Cowan House grade 7s, you're tougher than the rest. Let us pray. Dear God, today we join with heaven as we celebrate and give thanks for every pupil here, and every parent and every staff member. Thank you that each one is unique and brimming with potential. Thank you, Lord, for leading our pupils in their learning, for keeping them safe as they study, and for watching over them in their final exams. We pray that they may all feel proud this day and enjoy sharing theirs and others' achievements with family and friends. May today be a memory that burns bright within them as they embark on life's great adventure. As this chapter in their lives close, so a new one begins. We present them to you, Lord, as an open book before you. Come and scribe your words of life into their lives. Fill their minds with your thoughts, fill their bodies with your strength, and fill their hearts with your dreams, that they may eternally love and serve you this day and every day. Amen. We'll now stand and sing our national anthem.
Today's reading is from 1 Corinthians 13, verse 1 to 7. If I speak in the tongues of men or angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy, and can foretell all mysteries and all knowledge, and have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor, and give over my body to hardships that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Here ends the reading.
What we've got to do. I must say, I don't think I've worn a suit this whole year. Paul, have you worn a suit this year?
Not yet.
Not yet. What strange year we've had, sure. Orange. I mean, if you think about it, there was this Nunu on the other side of the world, in China, and it found its way to Italy. And it didn't even just go to Africa or to South Africa, but it found its way from China to Cowan House. Yeah. I mean, I think if your bank manager looks at your business plan and shakes his head and says, this is impossible, I'm telling you, anything is possible. So don't let that be an issue. But good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cowan House, ladies and gentlemen, staff, parents, boys and girls. Thousands of years ago, whilst we were running across the African savannah, our whole makeup was picking up on negative signals, looking out for threats. Because if you didn't, you would probably either be eaten or you would die. This threat was scarcity. Scarcity of food, scarcity of water, scarcity of shelter. Over a period of time, the world's changed. Scarcity has been replaced with abundance. In my view, a little bit too much of everything. There's a grocer on every corner. There's a petrol station on every corner. Everything is within reach. Time to earn delayed gratification. Something COVID has reminded us of. It's taught us to slow down. It's taught us simplicity. And I know that many USASA schools have taken note of this. Long may it last. The threats that were scarcity have also been replaced with complex integrated systems. And navigating these in the new world of today is probably as big an issue as it was finding food, water and shelter thousands of years ago. Systems like education, governments, the judiciary, immigration, job markets, business relationships, processes, data, cybercrime. Those are the new food, water and shelter. And of course, often the failure of these systems is what's going to be navigated. So to survive, and of course to prosper in this new world, the tactic of seeking out the negativity of 10,000 years ago doesn't work anymore. I'm not saying that you mustn't get, you mustn't know the downside, but you can't get bogged down by negativity. So things like goal setting, motivation, the creation of trust, clear critical thinking, strong family foundations, those are important in navigating these systemic failures as we encounter them through life. And that's the kind of stuff that Cowan House works really, really hard at, and is part of its DNA. So when COVID arrived at Cowan House, we actually didn't do anything out of Cowan House character in order to deal with it. We created trust with our community by being transparent and communicating quickly and efficiently. In fact, I don't think I've ever, a few of us, I don't think I've ever had to write letters and we've had to put times of letters as opposed to days because the information was going out so fast. Family values was at the top of the agenda. We created a financial scheme for our community. The goal, the primary goal of keeping the school full was right at the top. Through quick critical thinking, we acted. You must remember at a time that the whole country was watching us at the school in the Midlands, watching what we were doing and how we were acting and how we were dealing with the first batch of COVID in the country. And if you really think about it, all we did was we adhered to our values. We ensured that we were caring, we ensured that we were being reasonable, and we were doing our level best. So Elka said the other evening that hope is the ability to see light in the darkness. And she's right. The human spirit is the most amazing thing. Under any circumstances, its whole DNA is about being positive. And this year has shown us that. Some of us smoke, but we think we're going to be okay. It's not going to affect us. We know that 80% of businesses, new businesses don't make it, but we open new ones because we're positive. We think we're going to make it, and we give it a bash. We think that next year we're going to be financially better off than we were last year. We just believe it. I mean, you don't take a home loan for 20 years thinking you're not going to make it. So the human spirit is just the most incredible thing. And sometimes people say that if you dwell on negative sentiment and you say no, that you're being good, and you're being responsible, you're being prudent, you're being careful, and that's okay. But how are you going to set the world alight? How are you going to reach for your dreams if you're not being courageous and taking decisions? The definition of courage, boys and girls, is being a little bit scared, but still doing what you believe in. So Jean said the other night, Jean said, when time gives you a time to be brave, then be brave. And John, you're right, my boy. Boys and girls, you've got to work really hard at everything that you do. Success isn't owned, it's only rented, but the rent is due every morning. We at Cowan House have worked tremendously hard this year. But let's also remember what Tom said. So Tom said in his speech, make sure you have fun and don't make everything so serious. Laughs the balance. Well done, Tom. This year we've had to grit our teeth. What a magnificent learning opportunity that we've had for all of us at Cowan House. We've had to make concessions, all of us. And we've come out with flying colours. But this has taken a team of gutsy, dedicated people, staff, parents, children. So Victoria said it nicely when she said, a young car couldn't have had better engineers. And she was absolutely right. Well done, Victoria. Derek, to you and your staff, thank you very, very much. Thank you for everything that you've done for us at Cowan House this year. It takes an absolute team. To our parents that have supported us, thank you. Thank you very much. Couldn't have done it without you. So Jess said, we arrive as strangers and we leave as friends. And she's right. Griff said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Thank you very much. All in boys and girls.
As the chair said, you've got to do what you've got to do. Apologies. Thank you, Mr. Barnes. Good morning, staff, parents, and most importantly, our grade 7s 2020. I also bid other staff, pupils, parents and friends of Cowan House who will watch our recording after today's proceedings a warm welcome. It is wonderful having you join us for this rather unusual and unique prize giving. The impact of COVID-19 at Cowan House this year has been significant. No school in South Africa has been spared, in fact very few in the world. The difference, of course, has been that many have floundered and even sunk, while others have pushed ahead without much purpose and direction, with a small number having flourished in difficult circumstances. I'm proud to say, without doubt, Cowan House has formed part of this final group. We did get an early, rather stressful start to the pandemic, but a number of factors have ensured that 2020 has been another successful year for us. Firstly, the resilience of our pupil body. And here I'm referring to our full complement, from grade RRR to grade 7. Who would have ever thought that when we chose our theme for the year, Dare to be Brave, that the year would turn out like it did? Girls and boys, you and the staff have all been incredibly brave this year. You managed online learning so well, with little fuss or self-pity, and this became the new normal. You adapted to the new protocols immediately. You adhered to all regulations, and these quickly became the norm for you. Your resilience was phenomenal. We know how hard it was for you, not spending time with friends, certain family members, and learning remotely. But you handled it, although it was not easy. You also maintained good work ethics and your shoulder on. Secondly, the staff. Now, we're not all here, they'll be watching it later, and most of them are in the classrooms at the moment. We went far beyond their call of duty, spending hours preparing online with Zoom, Teams, emails, WhatsApp calls, messages, becoming the norm. Once on-site schooling commenced, staff were having to do both physical and online teaching, which involved huge amounts of extra preparation and monitoring to ensure each individual pupil was not only keeping up, but was also maintaining their required standard, as well, and most importantly, they were maintaining a good mental state. The staff are a great team and managed this extraordinary time with unity, confidence, and empathy. Having said that, I'm grateful to all members of staff, not just academic. We mustn't forget admin, support, grounds, catering, cleaning, boarding. You have all risen to the demands of these trying times and done yourself and the schools proud. And I thank you most sincerely. I wonder if we could all just give our staff, those that are here. I would like to make a special mention of Deputy Head, Dorian Larter, our PA, Mrs. Colleen Cook, Business Manager, Beati Horrible, and the full management team who have assisted in plotting and planning the way forward. And then just when we thought we were moving in the right direction, new legislation meant having to change it over again. I would also like to highlight the role, the important role played by Spectrum Cleaners and Neil Apel and his staff to ensuring that Cowan House has remained COVID-free throughout this year. The third factor to come out of COVID was the change in the academic school day. A positive factor. We noticed how a slowed down program actually benefited the pupils, and the results of this, together with other findings, have been incorporated into our planning for the future. A number of approved changes to 2021 are a direct result of the positives taken from the COVID timetable implemented for much of this year. Lastly, and I know you will all agree, the last real positive has been the opportunity to have good quality family time. This without doubt has been the biggest positive of COVID, and it has been wonderful to see how this has impacted on the children and the parents alike. On this note, I extend my sincere and grateful thanks to our parent body. Your support during this time was unstinting and unwavering. You supported us with our new rules, protocols, financially, as well as emotionally, in every way possible. And we are immensely grateful and extremely appreciative. I know some of you were facing, and could still be, facing all sorts of challenges yourselves, but many still managed to send a positive mail, a message, or make a call. I assure you, this made our job so much easier. It gave us strength in this challenging time. The Cowan House School Board have certainly enjoyed a busy year, spending more time during the last 9 months on Cowan House matters, either in their subcommittees or as a full board than they could ever have imagined. This is a board that continues to work together in the best interests of the school and all fulfill their different roles so admirably. Debates are at times vigorous, but all in the correct spirit. I'd like to acknowledge our chair, Mr. Andrew Barnes, for his unwavering and dedicated service to our school over a number of years. Thank you, Andrew, for your wisdom and expertise, which has been so evident during my almost 3 years at the school. Your passionate, yet gentle, but decisive leadership is greatly valued and appreciated. The Parents Association, through circumstances, unfortunately, has had a rather quiet year after a bumper funnathon in Term 1. Activities, including the tuck shop, were put on hold. The PA was however very active in communication to the parents in many ways during the year, which assisted us greatly. I wish to thank outgoing Chair, Mrs. Michelle van Zayden, with concerns and queries in a solution-orientated manner, rather than using the PA meetings as a forum for problem-based communication. My thanks are also due to the Grade 7 PA reps, Shannon Barnes, Natalie Lucia, and Lee Markham, who leave the PA this year, for their positive input and service over a number of years. Grade 7s, your turn now. There's absolutely no doubt that your final year at Townhouse was nowhere near what you expected. So many of the significant events normally associated with Grade 7 did not occur. The last year of school sport, the last year in the choir, the school play, the opportunity to be involved in the outreach program, the revised Grade 7 leadership program. It's been a tough year for you, but we as a staff are incredibly proud of you for all your resilience, your grit, and your determination. You have made the best of a very strange and extraordinary situation. You are a close-knit group, and your friendships will continue long after Cowan House. On the staffing front, we bid farewell to the following staff at the end of this year: Mrs. Linda Steenkamp. We have taken leave of these staff members at other functions this week. She's retiring to the South Coast. Mr. Craig Hoyer, moving back to his family in Pretoria. Mrs. Yvonne Givers has completed her part-time position. There are a number of TAs and interns who are moving to other teaching positions, or they are continuing with their studies in other environments. We thank them all for the valuable contributions they have made to Cowan House. In January, we welcome our new head of music, Mr. Jovan Hansen, who joins us from DSG and St Andrews in Grahamstown, and Ms. Rochelle Vermaak from Howick High School in the Afrikaans position. Mrs. Cowan O'Donoghue will continue part-time music role, and we are currently finalising a 6-month locum for Mr. Randall. We also welcome Ms. Amy Odell, who will be taking charge of our second grade RR next year. Boys and girls, my sincere congratulations to those who are going to win prizes today. May you continue to excel in your areas of strength. But just as importantly, to those who are not winning prizes, you have also achieved and have all grown and flourished in a difficult year. If you do not receive a trophy in your junior school years, boys and girls, it is fine. At this stage of life, a badge or certificate does not necessarily make you a leader or a guaranteed success in life, any more than a trophy makes you a great sportsman. Did you know that 50% of the CEOs around the world had a C average at school? And around 50% of the millionaires around the world did not even finish school. Talent in life is important, yes, but it is your attitude and willingness to learn that can make the difference. Don't let fear of performance prevent you from participating in life. A performance can be disappointing, but it can never define who you are. Your character does. A performance, good or bad, is temporary. Your character is constant. I've heard it said that destiny is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. It's not a thing to be waited for. It is a thing to be achieved. If you have talent, boys and girls, you stand alone. But combine talent, discipline, and hard work, and you stand out. I don't know all the challenges you face now or will be faced in the near future. They may be getting bigger all the time. But I do know that you don't overcome obstacles by pretending they do not exist. You have to become bigger to conquer the challenges that face you. Girls and boys, there will always be times in your lives when you have to be resilient. You need to bounce back. As author Greg Kincaid said, no matter how much falls on us, we keep ploughing ahead. It's the only way to keep the roads clear. So grade 7s, keep your roads clear for your own journeys. Your parents will love and guide you, and your teachers will assist you by supporting and molding you. But the choice of your journey and your resilience is in your hands. As we bid you farewell, we ask you to keep in touch with Cowan House. You have 5 years left of your educational journey at school. Make the most of them. Use your years at Cowan House as a springboard to achieve great heights in your senior school years. Believe in yourselves and continue on your journey of being the best that you can be. I wish you a future filled with happiness, success, and an abundance of blessings. And thank you for the valuable contribution you have all made to this school. Thank you to everyone for your attendance today. I wish you a wonderful holiday, safe travels, and a happy festive season. We look forward to 2021. Please do view our virtual grandparents' performance featuring every single boy at the school, which will be sent via a link later today. I thank you.
Good morning, parents, staff, and our 2020 grade 7 leaders. Doesn't that sound awesome? Our grade 7 pupils have really done us proud by the manner in which they have dealt with a year that should have been so different. Embracing, enduring at times, enjoying, and in most cases excelling. Well done to each and every one of you sitting here. You have made it to the end. It would also be remiss of me to not to acknowledge and thank the incredible teachers that have adapted, adjusted, and encouraged throughout this year. My sincere thanks to this incredible team that I am proud to be a part of. And now for the moment that we've all been waiting for. This morning it's indeed a pleasure and honour to stand here and start the announcing of the prizes. And starting off, we acknowledge outstanding effort throughout the grade 7 year, in a year that has been filled with challenges and hurdles. Certificates are awarded to Rachel Mills, Tom Randall, and Victoria McKenzie.
Good morning, Mr. Barnes, parents, staff, and the grade 7 class of 2020. It's my great privilege this morning to announce the Sports Awards for 2020. Before I do that, there's been so much talk about the loss of opportunity that you've had during this year. I'm excited about the future opportunities that await you. In a conversation once with Gary Kirsten, who averaged 50 for South Africa in Test cricket, he said when he got out 2 or 3 times for low scores and perhaps getting a duck, he was excited about what was to come, because in order to average 50, he knew he needed to get a big score in order to keep his average at that level. And I think you guys have that opportunity going forward. There's so much for you to look forward to in your high school years, and I really hope that you do enjoy that. To start, I'd like to present a cricket ball and plaque to Nkobeki in Majosi, who took 5 wickets for 7 runs against Linford first team. A cricket bat and Clark for 87 runs against Winterton, and the Chaps Award for effort and dedication to the first team cricket, Ryan van der Merwe. A bat and Clark for 80 runs against Clifton Nottingham Road, the Chaps Award for effort and dedication to first team cricket, and the Chris Dooley Bowling Award for outstanding improvement to the first 11 first team bowler throughout the course of the year, Rocco Fenter. Morley Trophy for the most dedicated swimmer, Jessica Oxenham. The Jessica Skills Trophy for the most improved senior tennis player, Jasmine Kelly. The Chris Falker Trophy for most improved senior boy tennis player, Speedy Walters. A Colours Award for selection to the Nguluvulu girls hockey team, Jasmine Kelly. Colours for boys hockey for selection to the Nguluvulu boys hockey team, Ryan van der Merwe and Speedy Walters. Colours for swimming and selection to the Nguluvulu swimming team, Jessica Oxenham. Colours for hockey for selection to the Nguluvulu hockey team and selection to the Midlands tennis team, Colours Award, Jay Kelly. Colours Award for hockey for selection to the Nguluvulu team and selection to the Nguluvulu swimming team, Tilly Selby. An Honours Award for selection to the KwaZulu-Natal girls tennis team, Jasmine Kelly.
moving on to the drama awards. Certificates awarded to Thomas Randall for enthusiastic contributions to drama and performing with dedication and commitment in our 2 virtual performances this year, and Victoria Mackenzie for enthusiastic contributions to drama and performing with dedication and commitment in the virtual Christmas performance this year. Drama awarded to the following pupils: Ross Markham for pleasing results in the Speech and Drama Festival, commitment and enthusiasm in drama, and an excellent performance in the virtual productions this year. Reese Berry, excellent results in the Speech and Drama Festival and a convincing performance in the virtual production this year. And Chichi Nwankwo for pleasing results in the Speech and Drama Festival, commitment and enthusiasm in drama, and an excellent performance in the virtual productions this year. Awarded to Rachel Mills for outstanding results at the Speech and Drama Festival and excellent performances in the virtual productions this year. We now move on to our academic awards. Scholarship awards. For achieving an art scholarship to Manco House, Speedy Walters. Cowan House Closed Scholarship to Manco House, Ross Markham. Cowan House Closed Scholarship to Maritzburg College, Brian van der Merwe. Academic Certificates of Merit. Oh, sorry. Steal your thunder. Academic Certificates of Merit are awarded to pupils in grade 7 who achieve an aggregate of 75 to 79%. Rachel Mills, 75%. Cullen Abraham, 76%. Jade Kelly, 76%. Jasmine Kelly, 76%. Victoria Mackenzie, 79%. And Tilly Salvi, 79%. Awarded to pupils achieving an aggregate 89% in grade 7. This year, academic colours are awarded to Mignon de Toy with 81% and Benjamin Mpusi with 81%. Academic Subject Trophy Awards. These are awarded to the grade 7 pupil who has achieved the highest academic average in the subject. The Barnes Trophy for Afrikaans and Academic Colours achieving an aggregate of 80%, Rochelle de Toy. Nell Trophy for isiZulu and Academic Colours with an average of 82%, Senamile Lembeti. Taylor Trophy for Mathematics and Academic Colours with an aggregate of 80%, Ross Markham. Tatham Trophy for Science and Academic Colours with an aggregate of 80%, Ewan McAllister. Parent Trophy for History and Academic Colours with an aggregate of 83%, Tasman Pandemurga. The Arnott Trophy for French, the Swanepoel Trophy for Geography, the Parkes Trophy for English and Academic Honours with an aggregate of 86%, Chichi and Wanpo. Well done to those recipients. If I can now ask you to please stand for the school song.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we move on to the Special Trophy Awards. And a lot of advice has been handed out to you, grade 7s, and a lot of good advice. Thank you, Mr. Barnes, for your words of wisdom. I'm just very grateful you didn't quote Speedy Walters. but thank you very much for that. And to Mr. Barnes, to Mrs. Middleton, and Mr. Hoyer, take that advice and run with it. We move on to the Special Trophy Awards. The Gaverny Trophy, donated by the Coleman family for excelling in a creative way, and the Ardennis Guard Award for resourcefulness and initiative in general everyday life, Speedy Walters. Anthony Garatas Trophy for a person who excels in drama, as well as the Derek Wags Fenstra Trophy for speech and drama, awarded based on the results of the annual Speech and Drama Festival, as judged by an independent adjudication. Rachel Mills. The Porter Family Trophy for passion, commitment and contribution to drama, as well as the Williams Family Trophy for public speaking, Chichi Nwanko. The Norman Smith Trophy for poise and deportment, Relebogile Ramokhale. Cowan House Trophy for gentlemanly conduct, Cullen Abrams. The boarding trophy for the most outstanding contribution in boarding, Senamile Lembete. The Tim Wright Award for a child who shows maturity and wisdom in dealings with their peers, Chichi Nwanko. The Jonathan Wing Trophy for courage in the face of adversity and tenacity of spirit, Ahil Gurapasad. The Mary Buchanan Clark Trophy for courage, truthfulness and tolerance, Thomas Randall. The Nicola Hislop Trophy for personal growth for Rotundo Madela. The Graham Buchanan Clark Trophy for kindness, courtesy and thoughtfulness, as well as the Mark Emerson Good Fellowship Trophy to a child who has a good relationship and rapport with both peers and staff, has a sense of humour and exhibits a happy and caring nature, making time for others, voted for by the grade 7 pupils. Both these trophies to Beth de Klerk. Kirsty Goulet Trophy for embracing the values and opportunities of Cowan House with enthusiasm, as well as the Conradi Ornithology Trophy for birding, Tilly Selby. The Headmaster's Prize for obvious passion, commitment and dedication to school life at Cowan House, Rachel Mills and Speedy Walters. Final award for this morning. The Cowan House Ducks, a trophy, certificate and voucher awarded to Chichi Nwanko. Concludes the award ceremony. I'll now hand over to the grade 7 and Mrs. O'Donnell. absolutely wonderful. And I think moms and dads, that just is the epitome of your children and who they are. They really have had a tough year and are absolutely fantastic, and they turn it into something so bright. So a round of applause again for this class. We conclude our prize giving with that final song, and as you all know, we're now moving on to two more ceremonies that will be taking place. Just up here from where we are at the moment in the parking lot just below the admin stairs, we will have the grade 7 gift ceremony where they will hand over a gift to the school, and that will be run by Mr. Barnes. Girls and boys, if I can ask you please to stand as we look at the stairs to the right, closest to the school shop there as a group, and then parents, you can mill around there. Straight after that, we will then move down to Black's Field, where the school will be waiting for us, and we will then have the prisoner release ceremony that will take place. So if we can, after that, just hurry on down there to the school. Parents, you can find seating up at the top, or you can stand up at the top just below the pavilion. Boys and girls, you make your way down onto the field for that, please. If I can ask you, please, to just close your eyes as we end with the final prayer. Lord, we ask you to dismiss us with your blessing. And we ask you to go with the grade 7 class of 2020 at Cowan House. And may they make a difference. May they shine your light in the schools that they go to. May they honor you. And may they know, Lord, that the values that they learnt here at the school hold true for wherever they go. Father God, we ask you to be with the parents. Be with them as they move on into their next stage of the journey. Lord Jesus, those returning, we ask you to make more faithful than before. We ask this in your name. Amen. We say the Cowan House. Heavenly Father, Almighty King, we praise you for the blessings you bring. Our beautiful school where we work and play. Our Cowan House families we care and pray. Help us, Lord Jesus, to be more like you, and live Cowan House families more like you. Amen. Parents, stage party, I'm going to ask you to stand, and we can make our way up to where the leaver ceremony will take place.